Hello, Aquarius dreamers. Welcome to the Mystic Hawk. Today we're going to talk about how the recent solar eclipse in Sagittarius that hit directly on the south node in Sagittarius. That's what we're releasing and what we have been working on releasing for the last year and a half. Okay, these challenges that have been coming up for us to clear and release, and we're going to look into how that is affecting you. I'm going to pick really it goes by the ascendant's house, but we'll just say that we're going to pick the house that this is hit for Aquarius in the south node of Sagittarius. But before I get to that, I want to quickly mention that my website is up and running. If you'd like a personal reading, whether it be a quick one question audio reading or quick one or two question video, pre-recorded video reading, I have those available. And I also have my live readings available, where more often than not only do you get a free quartz crystal if you live in the United States, and hopefully I'll through my Etsy store, perhaps I'll be able to manage that and be able to do offer that same crystal package to international customers soon. But right now it's only for those in the United States. If you get a crystal, you can still get the reading. You just won't get the crystal if you're overseas. You'll still get the reading and the audio recording that I put up in my cloud. It doesn't go anywhere else but my private cloud account. And then you can download it through the email and listen to it as often as you like. These readings are very powerful. More often than not, the loved ones do come through and communicate with you during that time. So I've just really had some great experiences with those. As I mentioned, I do have my Etsy store. You can access that directly through my website. It's a one-stop shop. It'll take you in all the directions you need to go. I also have a TikTok channel now for some really quick and more lighthearted, fun shorts and short readings and stuff like that, and insights into the Mystic Hawk 44. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It really does help to get my algorithm back going on the Mystic Hawk and YouTube. So, Aquarius, this is hitting in your 11th house. And your 11th house is, of course, the house of Aquarius. Sagittarius being hit in your 11th house. So, this is really interesting how it goes, how this fits together. So, it's going to be in the house of Aquarius. Though it's not in your first house like it was in Sagittarius, the house of the self, it's really going to strike on a lot of things that you represent, that the Aquarian energy, especially if you're Aquarian rising, that the Aquarian energy represents. And that is, friends, acquaintances, like-minded others, groups, all nonprofit organizations. It's, your retirement pension, the money, and the results that you got after you get the career in the 10th house, and the work that you have done, your life's work. It's usually, the money that you've set aside from that. And not only that, all of the good karma and the connections and the friends and how you've changed yourself. One interesting thing that maybe not always talked about with the 11th house is Aquarius represents, the 11th house part of Aquarius represents how we communicate to God through ourselves from within. It's like our connection to the universal. So communicating with all our various aspects of our personality, having that internal communication, but also turning that outward and being able to download and communicate and bring in information from the universe. And so this is changing up. Perhaps you're opening your mind with Jupiter in Aquarius. I know that's expanding, but at the same time, Saturn's been in Aquarius, so you've been compressed and expanded at the same time. I'm sure it's been confusing to some degree, and really challenging you how you went about things in the past. Perhaps in the past, Aquarius is like the King of Swords. He knows what he wants. He's going to go for it. No emotions involved. There's no crying in baseball, basically. Let's get the job done. That doesn't mean that you have to be, unfriendly to people, but you know, not overly emotional. We're just focusing on the facts or what we're doing, having, you know, good communication, intellectual communication about spiritual things. That's what I'll say about Aquarius. So all of this has been going on, and the South Node has really been challenging how we're going to bring this Aquarian, this new age of Aquarian energy into the world. And of course, you guys, Aquarian and Aquarius rising. Wow, I'll say that 3 times in a row. This is like your job in a way. It is one of the things that you agreed to do when you signed your contract and became an Aquarius, was born at that particular time to come in to help usher these energies in. And of course, before you have to learn how to do something before you teach it. So you guys have really been challenged over, for this last year for sure, and a year and a half, you know, back in 2020, we were all getting challenged with something. Now, the first thing we have here is the ancestors. This is what I pre-selected these cards. I mean, I shuffled them. They popped out just like I always do, but I needed to meditate on these first before I really got into the rest of your reading. We have Earth Magic, Water, and the Deer. So the Earth Magic is from the Ancestor Spiritual Oracle deck. The Water comes from the Beyond Lemuria, and the Deer is a medicine card. Now, this is what the ancestors chose, how they wanted to speak, and these are your collective ancestors as well as some of mine. So this is the collective Aquarian ancestors coming through. I'm trying to do these readings, these collective readings, as close as I can to what you would get in a personal reading, but again, they're very specific and personal readings. So in general, usually I talk to the ancestors, let them come through first and let them give messages, and then we can go back and forth and look into a little more detail. So the Earth Magic here, this is talking about, you know, reconnecting with nature. The Earth Magic card. See, there's the little medicine woman, and the tree has a face. Let's see if we can see a little better in this one. You see all the fairies, everything in nature, everything has a face, everything has a spirit. And this card is talking about it might be time to find a place in the woods, perhaps near some water, because we also have the element of water here. So that the nature spirits and the water spirits can come through, as you know, you're open like the Aquarian, to allow these spirits to come in and communicate with you and talk to you about, you know, the things that need to be changed within you and your environment and the global environment as well. How to get everything to come together and work together. Water is, the water card looks like, you know, more like the Lemurian celestial cosmic version of Aquarius, like the water bearer. She has all this water that's running through her fingers. So that means the abundance of the universe, not holding on to it, receiving all this abundance, but also letting it flow through you. So as you receive it, it also goes out. As you receive it, it also goes out. This could be money or whatever you're doing in the world. Say if you have some kind of product, you receive it into your inventory, however you do it, whether it's digitally or you actually have a business, brick and mortar business. You receive the inventory, whatever it is, you put it out there to be sold, it goes out, and then you receive more. It's that ebb and flow, that kind of situation. Also receiving love and abundance. This water represents emotions, so receiving emotions and also letting them flow and going out, accepting people where they are, connecting to it's just like an allowing and a going with the flow and letting nature show you the way, instead of being that King of Swords. And I'm talking not just to the males, I'm talking about this masculine energy that we all have of wanting to push our direction into the world. They're really saying that you need to take a back seat and let the universe drive. Let the universe drive for a little bit and help you to navigate these strange waters that we're going to have between now and March. For sure, these energies of the eclipse, it's not just that one day. It's going to be, you know, ever progressing up until March, where it reaches its peak, and then it can still echo through the end of May. So this is really big energy. This is going to be a large, this will be a theme that we will be working with if you're Aquarian. We do have the deer card here, and the deer represents gentleness, especially if we're facing demons, whether they be outside or inside. And what I mean by outer demons, I don't know, depending on what you do, it could be a real one, but really I'm talking about other people acting in a low vibrational, demonic way, injured, hurt beings that get in the way of your path and your destiny, your progress, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. They can become blockages. And a lot of times, especially in the past, we want to fight, we want to confront, something challenges us, you know, we try to use force to push it out of the way. But that the deer card is saying that is the opposite way. We really need to have unconditional love, gentleness, forgiveness, and compassion, and that actually shrinks those demons down, and we can progress to sacred mountain unimpeded. And you never know, even make a friend along the way out of an enemy. You know, that is also an Aquarian trait. Can be, not everybody, but it can be. Now, one of the things that did happen is the deer came up reversed. When I first put it out, I usually don't read the ancestor cards in reversal, but when I was studying this card, it did remind me that if it's in reverse, that sometimes you push yourself too hard. You're too hard on yourself, especially when it comes to the water element, your emotional nature. And it says that this is the time to go out into nature, be around nature spirits, the water, if you can get near water, to be able to honor your own feelings and allow yourself to have the feelings and not be so hard on yourself, not try to push yourself to change so much. Just allow the emotions to be. If you, hey, whether you're male, female, whatever, you know, the crying that's a physiological release that releases a lot of stress and pressure, or even yelling or screaming, or you know, whatever it is that you need to feel at the time that you're safe and you feel free. So just let them flow through like the water in your hands, not hold on to them, like you know, replaying the past over and over again. Yes, that was very painful, that happened, okay, now I let it go. And it's more about coming back into the moment and having that gentleness with yourself as well as other people. You know, the deer is about giving unconditionally. Unconditional love is giving without strings attached, you know, being supportive of somebody, perhaps supportive of a group or people. In this case, in the 11th house, it's like-minded others. It's people that you do have a resonance with. But there, you know, there might have been some kind of issue, and it could get forceful, or you want to really try to change somebody. Maybe it's a political issue or something, and you want to sway them to your side. But this is saying, just let people be where they are, and meet them where there is common ground. Okay, very Aquarian concept, right? So this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. All things Aquarian. You guys are the stars, right? You're the stars of the show. Let's see what. Okay, the cards spit something out right quick. We got the first 4 cards. Okay. See what we have here. And they don't come out in any particular order. I see, you know, they'll shuffle themselves around and let me know. So first thing we have is there's the mind. There's that monkey mind. The 7 of Swords, thinking it's going to get away with something, thinking he's going to get away with a shortcut. But he gets careless and leaves 2 swords behind and steps into a trap. Well, this is avoiding a trap. That's what I see, especially in the after tarot. As this is when it's reversed, it's avoiding getting trapped up into maybe a nefarious, unfair situation, getting trapped up by your own monkey mind. And that is, again, to go out in nature and bypass that ego monkey mind by going into the subconscious mind through meditation. And that's how you exit out through the subconscious mind, through the basement, and then you go up. Then you go up to the higher self, into the universal mind. So it is about bypassing the ego. That's what the strength card is. That's unconditional love, bypassing the ego, not needing to fight the red lion. The red lion represents the beast within us. These passions that we want what we want now, and just wanting to go out and get it. And of course, here she is, the maiden, the deer, using gentleness. So again, this is confirming the need to have more of a gentle, understanding perspective, and really release the old judgments of the past. Because again, Sagittarius, South Node, that's our belief systems, and that's where the judgmental stuff comes from the old beliefs, right? Beliefs create judgments. So just letting all of that go. And then we see this very much in the Hangman, of letting go of that old paradigm, turning ourselves upside down and allowing the universe to download some new information. He's like this is what I just noticed, like the Hangman, he's dumping out the old monkey mind. See, when you're hanging upside down, everything flows, all the blood flows to your head, but all of those bad ideas, you can't do anything but be in the here and now and be open. Looks like in the recent past, we got the reversed. Well, for some reason, I'm hearing recent past, because I don't really have any past, present, future. But what I'm feeling like, this is more past energy of this Four of Cups reversed, and Spirit trying to offer you something, an idea, a download. And I'm going to put this over here. And because I think there was a little interference from these old belief systems, these old monkey minds. So saying that cup is strange, even an Aquarian saying, that's really strange if I think it's strange, and I'm pouring it out on the ground. So that's being not at all interested in the options, being, it's ennui, being, nothing is good enough. Nothing really feels right. I'm really depressed. Getting ready to think myself in the jail, moving from the Seven of Swords into the Eight of Swords. But in the nick of time, it's time to turn yourself upside down and embrace this unconditional love to tame this inner beast, so that there is no further acts of self-sabotage. And we all do it. Every single person, we have ways of stopping us and blocking ourselves in the past, blocking our paths. And we also magnetize and create people that come along that might temporarily challenge us, like the demon that got in the path of Deer as he was scaling, going up to Sacred Mountain. Deer was, and then the demon pops out and says, Deer, you can't come through. And Deer goes, you were, and he was just so sweet and gentle. And then the demon went, whoo, and shrank down, and Deer was able to pop to Sacred Mountain by using gentleness. And the maiden does the same thing with the lion, is taming those dark negative thoughts. This is another thing about getting too heavy, like forcing yourself not to have those negative thoughts. Oh no, I can't have a negative thought. I have to get it out, get it away. Hey, we all have shadow sides. We all have these reasons or whatever why we would have a negative thought. And what they're saying is to let it flow through you like the water. Give it to Mother Earth. Let the nature spirits help you figure it out and move past the situation. And speaking of moving past, we got the Eight of Cups. That is moving away, walking away from a situation that no longer emotionally serves you, especially on the emotional level. It's not satisfying, bored, discontent, got the monkey mind, yabba, 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 you know, to the point you had to turn yourself upside down because you couldn't hear it anymore. You had to tame that beast, walk away from that situation. Other people, yes, there is someone feeding him, you know, and giving him water while he's turned upside down. But really, this is a situation where, you know, where do you want to be inside yourself and how you're communicating to yourself? Do you want to continue to say these negative things? Well, you might give those shadow parts of you, those wounded parts of you, an opportunity to at least let you know where they're coming from, so that you would have some more insight, so they can be healed and understood. Sometimes they just want to be heard. That's it. Once they know you've heard them, your past selves is what I'm talking about, then they'll back off and realize that at some point down the line in their future, one of their future selves is going to hear them and understand. That could be your inner child, your inner adolescent, young adult, something that happened to you yesterday. You can go back and be the understanding friend that you didn't have yesterday, or yourself. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. You know, she is the symbol of home, stability, all things comfortable, mom, mother energy, definitely caretaker, Mother Earth. Could be part of your feminine side of needing to go and connect to Mother Earth, or you could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Might be a female, someone that's very independent. This is you. I really feel like you're working on your own independence and creating your own abundance. Again, this is, you know, the 11th house talks about retirement, setting some money aside. So, you know, being independent, not just now, but in the future. So preparing for future independence and setting things aside. We have Gabriel in the house, everybody. So Gabriel is back in the house once again. We have the Judgment card. So this is definitely ascending out of this lower vibrational energy and moving toward a higher gains, you know, higher goals, spiritual ascension, connecting to something that will last. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. And again, we see him in the Four of Cups pouring out a cup. So I don't know if this was some relationship in the past that wasn't going anywhere. Perhaps it seemed like it had promise in the beginning. It could have been with the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know your particular story, but there was something that disappointed you in the past. It doesn't have to even be a lover. It could be with some friends or a group of people even, especially if we're talking about Aquarian energy, and it just didn't provide the emotional nutrient, the emotional nutrition that you really needed. Also, what I'm seeing here is that because you were in this funk, and the monkey mind might have been taking you down a less desirable path, so to speak, it might have caused you to pour out an opportunity that if you had have used, and let's maybe use less force, or didn't get in a place where you wanted to change someone or their minds, you know, change their minds. That's what Aquarius does. And maybe use more gentleness and acceptance, this cup could have prospered more. But it is about unrequited love, or again, just something not carrying the emotional nutrition that you needed. So you had to walk away, go find something else that was more fulfilling to you. And that is whatever it is to you. I mean, different people, different signs, everybody's different. Some people find work very emotionally fulfilling, whereas other people it's relationships, other people it's their group and their community. Yes, and this is all about going against the old paradigm. This is the Hierophant Reverse, so leaving behind the old paradigm. I I do see that, because it wasn't fulfilling. So it could have been the old spiritual ways weren't fulfilling, and you've had this awakening through Gabriel, the judgment awakening, and realized this cup that the Hierophant was offering, perhaps even in a marriage situation. Maybe it wasn't for love. It was more convenience, whatever the situation was. It wasn't based on love, so it did get called out. Gabriel came and blew the horn on it, basically. So, you know, then we have the Page of Wands, who delivered his message and walked away, because the Page of Wands, right here under the eight, you know, right here under the Eight of Cups, there's two people walking away, and both of them, and here's the woman going, oh, where did he go, or where did she go? Well, you know, it wasn't working. It wasn't fulfilling. So I had to keep moving. Had to keep it moving. Let's see. Had to keep it moving so I could find some stability and some security elsewhere. Not just, you know, emotionally and mentally. It's just the whole thing wasn't working. It was time to change things. And again, I'm here. It's time to go on a vision quest and let the nature spirits talk to you. And just be gentle, you know. I'm looking, it's really interesting in this card. I see both wine and water spilled. So the purity of the water, the wine looks more like blood in this cup. Okay, last two cards. Three cards. They did pop out in reverse, but they all came out in the same position. Like if one of these was reversed, I would take them as they came. But since they all came in this way, I'm going to look at them all upright. We have the Wheel of Fortune. That's karma. That's going along with Gabriel. You know, this is the wheel, the time where we've been talking about the eclipse that brought a fated event that changed things, that pushed the wheel going around, that brought a victory. This is the Six of Wands. Perhaps a victory through the Knight of Cups. This could be, you know, this is young, masculine, very romantic, very emotional energy. So it is something about needing to be in touch with the emotions, the softer side of you, so that you could have a victory in the situation. The deer also speaks of that. In order to have a victory over your inner demons, so you don't have to fight the outer demons, you must have victory over the inner demons. There is a level of gentleness. You're going to have to approach this not like the King of Swords, but more like the Knight of Cups in this situation, and there will be some victory. You know, in the 3D world, the Knight of Cups could be a business partner that really wants to be a poet, basically, or somebody that, you know, I keep hearing Don Quixote, you know, the guy that goes on the quest to find his true love and fights windmills and stuff like that. And here's his companion, you know, keeping up with him, riding along with him. You know, he is a little delusional, but he's harmless. You know, that's maybe, again, accepting people where they come from, having some very interesting and unusual adventures that have an emotional nature to them. But there's this Wheel of Fortune that comes with it. So I feel travel, even though I don't see a lot of travel cards, but I am feeling some journeys, at least short journeys. And it could be just to go out to the country. If you live in the city, it might take a little bit to get out to the woods. I just picked up the Life Purpose deck, and let's see what's going on for Aquariuses for the life purpose. Because I feel this is really, you know, this is like your purpose. It's definitely your purpose in the world of bringing this Aquarian energy in. And it has been quite a challenge because it caused you to go on a walkabout. I definitely see that with the Eight of Cups and the Page of Wands there. It's time to leave home and leave Mama standing there and go off on your journey and to find another way. That's what I'm hearing. Find a better way. You might be a speaker. You might be someone that goes and goes around and might even use something like YouTube, such as this, to share your message, or, you know, speak on what you do know about, you know, whatever is in your expertise, whether it's computers or rocks, or you know, you be a rock hound, you could be a computer expert, whatever you do, you can speak and share, and that helps to bring, as you're sharing, it brings to you like-minded other people. So that could be as you go out in the world and share what you know, you draw in other people that are like you, that can also share things and enlighten you and help you out. You know, each one teach one, right? I almost had a big card pickup. I think these are 44. There's the next one. The next one is counseling. Okay. So it might be that you're someone that has a really good ear, especially if you're in this deer medicine, that you're able to listen to someone from a real unconditional place, like give them, you know, emotionally create a safe place for them to be able to express what has happened to them or what they're going through, and also give them very wise and logical advice without, I'm hearing, without telling someone they're wrong from where they're coming from. That might be just for one or two of you, or maybe you had that experience in counseling. And as a new counselor or a counselor, however long you may or may not have done it, that's just even, you know, advising friends, people at work, friends, family members. A lot of people come to you because you're wise and you have some good advice. You have an alternative advice, and it certainly can help people in this transition into this Aquarian energy. People are wanting to know how you think instead of seeing you as the weirdo. They're like, oh my God, you're the only one that seems to know what's going on or can be able to navigate these waters. How do we do this? And you might find a way or a platform to be able to share that with others. Wow, Aquarian. So it is just about being gentle and getting in touch with yourself, connecting with the earth magic, the water spirits. You know, going out into nature, very gentle, humble, open to the downloads the universe wants to give you in this safe surroundings. See what all life has to teach you, Aquarian. I know, I can see that you're open. I can see that you're ready to tame your demons and walk away from this old way of being. Possibility, there's some mother energy. I do see this Queen of Pentacles, but also a feeling of being independent, not needing to depend on other people. Yeah, the ascension and walking away from this old paradigm, walking away from this Hierophant energy, the system, the old way of learning, the old way of worshiping and doing and experiencing religion. Your spirituality may have really taken a different turn over the last year and a half. A lot of soul searching, and there is a victory over these inner demons. Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, Aquarius. Congratulations. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And you have a wonderful eclipse wave. Bye now, and sweet dreams.